Perfect parenting. Bridging the gaps. Those who punish are angry. They seek change through the forceful modification of behaviors in their environment. Parents can be velvet gloves or iron fists, and sometimes perhaps even both. In all situations where we are granted power over others, there is a danger that our ego will take over. After all, who needs power? If you have love and a good nature, is that not a pleasant enough gift to pass on? The power of creation is a gift, but one that we must learn to handle in a creative and constructive manner, lest ourselves get the better of us. When we scold or admonish, we are laying out our inner fears. We are closing doors and blocking off avenues. Timeouts are constantly used by those who do not have other tools at their disposal. And yes, you have to carry your own toolbox with your own tools. Extremes seem to work, but they also push people into corners. We don't want to limit the full potential of ourselves or others. Both too much and too little are classic parenting mistakes, each driven by the desire to do good and maybe the fears of failure. Balance is also the seesaw of life. When both sides are equal, then we have some safety and security. But the fun begins when the scales begin to tip. You have to be both ready to dive in and stand back. Some days will flow and you will get it right, but other days your timing will be off and it will be unsettling. We all suffer. At times, silence brings reflection, and at other times, silence builds walls. Only through active communication can we connect. There are days to hug it out and days to pray at a distance. All interaction, verbal and non-verbal, is a form of communication. And as we connect, we draw closer to each other. More leads to more, and less leads to less. The best relationships are like a fluent conversation. And it's not just talk, it's also interest. Disconnection removes the opportunities to learn and grow. This is best understood if you can wrap your mind around the concept that the things that a person does not give cannot be easily seen. It requires well-managed focus. It requires that you value the interactions taking place in your environment. Results require belief. Courage requires encouragement. Life must be experienced to be fully understood. Vicarious lifestyles are always somewhat distant from the main point and the real needs of children. You have to be ready to give as a parent. You have to be ready to sacrifice something today so that there is something else tomorrow. But it's all a shared adventure in the end. You must feed the needs of your child, emotional, physical, spiritual, and communal. Childhood should be a feast of experiences that feed the ever-hungry young mind. Malnourished children do not grow into full and complete adults. Quality and quantity are somewhat dependent. There is an old saying that those who stay ready never have to get ready. Your duty as a parent lies in preparation. You set the table and cook the food, but how and what the guests will eat is up to themselves. It is the known versus the unknown. The unknown can be scary. Alternatives to the obvious are often hard to imagine, but they always exist. Quests require questions. Remain involved and you can seek new ways. Have priorities and you can prioritize. The solutions are somewhere. If not here, then maybe there. If you are confused, then your temper will flare. If you are unclear, then so others will be. That is why we have words, for clarity and not confusion, to express what is inside and to explain. If we are able to replace timeouts with time in and take the time to explain disapproval, then we can always move forward, because the time that you give to listen and explain is the master key that picks the lock of understanding. And after all, we don't fix things by worrying about them. By slowly getting comfortable with new topics and steering the conversation, we can maintain a dialogue. And as long as we are still talking, a resolution to any conflict is possible. Even before a child can speak, they are watching your every move and hanging on your every word. So put in that extra effort that you know that you need to. Because building trust begins at the earliest possible age, and possibly even at a prenatal stage. Be aware of what is happening now so that you can react appropriately to it. Have plans, but live in the now, otherwise you will become a parenting ghost. Time that you give becomes the life that you live. And to reach the other side, we have to want to get somewhere new. Thank you for listening.